going on, guys? Herzler Films here, and I'm here with Elysium Rapture and Matt So Much, and today we're going to be going to see John Wick 4 in suits. So yeah, without further ado, let's get this shit.
Oh, you got the sticker? Always gotta have the sticker pack so you can tag random bullshit. I have nothing to say. I was just gonna turn around to see if you were filming, and now I'm caught in an awkward juxtaposition where I have to think about something comedical to say, and in turn coming up with something slightly funny by saying that I have no idea what to say. Anyways, resuming the drive. Whopper, chicken double, hash brown Whopper, pickled onions, mayo, lettuce, at BK, have it your way. You rule!
What are you most excited about John Wick 4?
I want to see people die.
I don't know, I thought he was pretty good in Skyfall. You know, he did a lot of cool killing in that movie, so I'm excited for this one.
I think you got the wrong franchise, man.
I think you're wrong. He was in The Hobbit, right?
I mean, I didn't want to see the movie, so Keanu Reeves, the Cyberpunk 77 character. There was a good anime. I mean,
what up? I'm Kevin. Oh, Malachi. Dude, they gave my favorite Fortnite character 4 whole movies, man.
No.
John Wick 4, let's go! Wick 4.
No, I said I'm sure that you probably knew.
I have no idea. You guys are me too, man.
So, Andrew, you just got back from watching John Wick 4.
I did.
And what did you think of it?
I thought it was a pretty good film. If you've seen any of the movies before, you've seen this one. There's a lot of action. The story was a little more on the back burner than I would have appreciated, but the action scenes were just amazing. One thing I thought was interesting about the movie was about the art that they used in the background. There was a lot of famous French imagery. Like during important scenes of a character contemplating, there'd be a famous French painting that would kind of encapsulate what they're feeling, and that's something I would definitely want to go back and rewatch the movie to kind of catch those little instances. But overall, I think it was a pretty good film.
It's just like all the other ones, which doesn't mean it's bad. It didn't feel like anything new. It was enjoyable for sure. The violence, it was more violent, I guess. It could be something new, but everything else is kind of essentially the same. John needs to kill everyone. Everyone needs to kill John. Bang, bang. It's the entire movie. It's an action movie. It's what you expect when you see an action movie.
It was beautiful. You know, I watched the second John Wick movie. That movie was the first one that I saw, and that's one that really inspired me to get into film and do stunts and action and all of that. The fourth movie kind of just dials everything up in John Wick to 11, from the characters to the story, the cinematography, of course the action. I enjoyed all of it, honestly.
I thought it was fucking awesome, and I don't think I can describe it in any other way.
Just using my straw, bro. It was okay. It was just an action movie. If you just state that, the word action movie, not story with action. It's just kind of action constantly, and those aren't really my jam necessarily. Not my bread and butter, my grilled cheese. It's really just I particularly. And I see you smirking about that over there, but no, it's just it's just watching fights constantly, and I understand that that's what John Wick is, and that's particularly why I didn't want to see the movie, and then I tagged along, so I did see the movie. So it's it's adequate, it's enjoyable, but I didn't gain anything from the film necessarily. It was just all right. I don't have anything necessarily to say. It was okay. There was a lot of fighting and punching, and people got shot. The lighting was cool. I like the scene. The Japanese scenes were really fire, just mainly based on all the lights and tech stuff I enjoyed. But it's okay. It's adequate. It's I'll watch it on my second monitor while I have something actually like productive to do, but it's not like something I would go and sit down and watch. And also it adds to my list of theater experiences that sucked. Last one throwing up, and this one losing my wallet. So.
All right. If you had one thing that you would change about it, what would it be?
First off, the background doesn't match with the foreground, and that's really weird to me. Because I noticed it a lot in the club scene, especially where John's out there shooting people and like stabbing people in the head with like axes, and people are just like, they might be like, oh my god, but they just keep dancing and ignoring it until the very end of the scene, where for some reason everyone's running out, even though throughout the entire scene no one seems to notice or care. So that's like one of the things. And then the other thing, I just feel like it was, for the most part, a very drawn out movie. I feel like even though the action was good and for a no story movie, it just felt too long.
I think the character that stood out to me the most was Akira, the daughter of the person that runs the Osaka Continental. Because to me, I feel like she got a little underused. I think they set something up in the beginning but didn't use it, where she had kind of a rivalry with Donnie Yen's character. So I thought she was very cool, and I was a little bit sad that they didn't bring her back in the end or something.
What was your favorite moment?
My favorite moment was kind of towards the final act of the film. There's a scene where John is fighting a bunch of guys as usual, but the camera kind of takes over an overhead shot, and we kind of see into like this dollhouse kind of view of the rooms that he's going in and out of, and it's just a really cool shot, and I thought it was shot really well.
There's two things. The side characters, like the tracker, Kane, Akira, they had like amazing characterization. They had amazing stories, like amazing motives, and of course the action. I don't know how anyone can top it.
I think it's hard to top the one shot from the bird's eye view with the dragon's breath rounds. It's just kind of the best action sequence in the movie, in my opinion, and the best sequence in the movie, in my opinion.
So there was nothing you have taken away from seeing John Wick Chapter 4?
Not particularly, no. I mean, there was cool shots, I guess. Like, I like the thing that was inspired probably by Hotline Miami, where it was like the top-down perspective.
If you had to give it a rating, what would you give it?
I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10 for me.
6.5 or 7.
Dude, 10 out of 10. I love John Wick.
10 out of 10. No hesitation.
He didn't ask me what rating I give it. I give it like a 6.5 to 7 out of 10 probably.
Yo! How you guys doing? It's your boy Herzler Films bringing me back with another review. And today we are going to be looking at the highly anticipated John Wick Chapter 4. This is the 4th installment in the John Wick series. And honestly, I was really excited for this movie. This is one of my favorite action franchises, and it feels like one of the only franchises that gets better as the films go on. Now, this film was helmed by Chad Stahelski and stars Keanu Reeves and pretty much almost everybody from the other movies. But I will say, despite being the 4th installment and the fact that usually a lot of movies, as you get this far in a franchise, tend to dip in quality a little bit, I am pleased to say that this movie was fucking awesome. I really enjoyed my time watching this movie. John Wick Chapter 4 is a worthy sequel of the others, and I honestly think it might be the best. Now, you might be wondering, John, why do you think it's the best one? The first one had a really good emotional core when the Russians killed John Wick's dog. And it might not have that same emotional pull that the first one does, but it makes up for in some insane action and a really focused story with a lot of characters revolved around it, but it doesn't feel jumbled. It feels like each character services the story and serves a purpose, which is something I did not expect to see, because they introduce a lot of new side characters in this movie. And at first it kind of made me worried because the movie would sometimes focus on other characters and not John Wick. But as I'm watching the movie, I start to understand why these characters were introduced, and they serve the story very well. Especially this dude that goes by Tracker or Nobody. You never really get his name, but he has a dog in this movie, and I thought he was a really, really good character. Also, Donnie Yen, fucking awesome. He plays another blind guy, but he's really good at playing blind guys, so I didn't mind. And he's a badass in this movie too. But we all came here for Keanu Reeves, and my God, he does not disappoint. He does about 95 to 98% of the action, and the action, holy fucking tits. It is insane. I loved it. It was super enjoyable. There's even this one insane sequence that involves a building and an overhead shot, one take, with John Wick obliterating people. And it's so fucking cool that my jaw literally dropped. The action is that good. And I'm just going to say that about the action because you guys should just go see this movie. If I really had one critique, I feel like, one, it could have been maybe 10 minutes shorter. But honestly, as the movie was going on, I just wanted more of it. Also, I feel like the ending, in the direction that they decided to take it, no spoilers, I kind of feel like there could have been one or two scenes, maybe just one scene actually, that could have just really hammered home what the film decides to do in the end. And that's really my only real criticism. The movie is amazing. I loved it. I thought it was super enjoyable. It is probably the best of the franchise, and it serves as probably one of the best action movies I've seen in a long time. So if I'm gonna rank this shit, I'm gonna give it an A. This movie really deserved it, and it honestly blew me away. All right. You got anything else going on in your life?
I'm working on... I just released an EP for my music at Matt So Much on Instagram, or you can also find me on Spotify, Apple Music at Matt So Much. But I'm also working on a few new songs and an album right now. So.
All right. So, you got anything else going on?
Currently I'm still in like the pre-production phase of a short film that I'm working on, and then in the pre-production phase of 2 short action films that are John Wick inspired. So hopefully in the next few months I start working on those and filming those and getting beat up in those.
Right now, not much, but I am currently in the pre-production phase of a thing that I've written myself. Me and Malachi are working on it together, and so next couple months I'm hoping we're going to be able to get that shot out at Understudy Boy on Instagram with an I at the end, not a Y, all lowercase, no spaces or anything like that.
He also didn't ask me what I'm doing with my life, and that's a little rude to me, okay? But no, sub to me on Elysium Rapture. I'm making videos there, I stream there, I do all that stuff. If you need an editor, hit me up on Instagram at _Zantax_, and everybody thinks my name's spelled with an X, it's spelled with a Z, okay, cool? Hit me up. If you want something edited, come pop by on a stream or watch some of my content. Cool, take it easy.
So anyway, if you guys liked my review, and if you liked all my friends' perspectives of the movie, you should follow them on Insta, and you should sub to my channel because, hey, it's free. Why not? So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next review. Peace out, fuckers.